Now we'll find the domain of a logarithm function. Our function here is log of x divided by 2 plus 1 plus 7 divided by 5. Here we'll introduce the log rule. For a log or ln function, the inside of that log must be strictly greater than 0. However, anything outside of that log will not modify the domain. You may notice also that we do have a denominator in this fraction because everything is divided by 5. But also notice there are no x's in the bottom of that fraction. That means we will not have to check the denominator for any additional restrictions because there are no x's. Because there are no x's, there is no way for the denominator to become 0, and we won't have to worry about it. For that reason, we will only check the log for restrictions. We'll begin by saying x divided by 2 plus 1 must be strictly greater than 0. In order to get x by itself, let's at least get the x over 2 by itself first. We'll subtract 1 from both sides. We'll end up with x divided by 2 is greater than negative 1. Now to get x by itself, we will multiply both sides by 2. We'll say times 2 on the left and times 2 on the right. When we do so, the 2 to the left and the 2 on the bottom of this fraction will cancel out, because we'll effectively have 2 divided by 2, which gives us the invisible 1 times x. Now we'll write greater than, and the negative 1 times 2 gives us negative 2. Therefore, our domain will be all x's greater than negative 2. We'll draw a picture to go with this and place a marker at negative 2. Because of the strictly greater sign, this will be open because any strictly greater or strictly less are open. Also, notice that this symbol is greater than, and so we'll shade to the right. A good way to remember this is to notice that the symbol that I've circled in green does point right. Because this points right, we will shade right. Now that we know which way to shade, we will place our open circle at negative 2 and then shade in the right-hand direction. We'll place negative infinity on the left, positive infinity on the right, but we're going to cross out the left side of this picture to show that the left side's not part of the domain, only the right side is. We have only one region in our solution set. It will go from negative 2 to infinity. Because negative 2 is open, we place a parentheses, and infinity will always get a parentheses. Our answer for this domain is negative 2 to infinity.